Thank you for tuning in to tonight's WNBL broadcast. Visiting Okotoks Dawgs versus your MHMavericks. First pitch will be at 7:05. Stay tuned.
What's that? Are we building a pool in the berm? I'm not sure what we're doing. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 31, Chris Caffrey. Playing right field, batting sixth, number 12, Zach Conkle. Batting seventh, number 5, and playing for first base, Rock Jordan. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 18, Jackson Hoagie. And rounding out the batting order for the Mavericks, catching tonight, number 16, Jackson Freed. Starting pitcher for tonight's game, number 21, Jared Lipke. Bat boy for the Mavericks tonight, Madden Bestplug. Head coaches, Michael Thompson. Assistant coaches, Andrew Murphy, Kyle Swanick, owner Greg Morrison, and GM Taylor Swan. Fans, would you please stand and remove your hats and join Shelby Dattenberger in the singing of Old Canada. I'd like to direct your attention to the pitcher's mound. And we welcome Randy Gorkis to throw out the first pitch on behalf of our game day sponsor, Financial Solutions. That's the strike, Randy. Good job. Conditions at game time, 35 degrees in the sun, in the shade. 35 degrees, I think, in the shade, too. It's hot. Winds.
And welcome to tonight's WNBL action. Your MHMavericks with a win last night versus the Lethbridge Bulls, 11-9. Brought us to a tie in the Western Conference.
On first base, Clint Cantello, and third base.
Standings right now in the Western Conference, Okotoks Dawgs currently in first place. Your MHMavericks in second, 18-3. Lethbridge Bulls also in second. That's where the tie is. Tied for second there, 19-4. Edmonton Prospects, 17-5 in fourth place. Fort Mac Giants, 11-21. And Brooks also 11-21. Tied for that fifth spot.
The top of the first inning is brought to you by Angela Colodi and Royal LePage Community Realty. providing exceptional service and client support to all your real estate needs for over 17 years. Angela Collodi and Royal LePage.
And on the mound tonight for the Mavericks is number 21, Jared Libke from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Who was the beer battle was number 26? 26 is that.
Libke so far this season, his 6th start. He has 2 wins, 2 losses, and a 4.41 ERA.
Did you get that? A pair of needle nose pliers, if possible.
Any pliers.
Or any pliers. Starting off for the Okotoks Dawgs, the shortstop, number 18, Greg Cullen.
And we're about to get underway here at Athletic Park. A very warm day, 35 degrees outside as Greg Cullen steps into the batter's box for the Okotoks Dawgs.
Yeah, I think so. Just any pair of pliers.
And the first pitch of the game is a ball.
Work your magic, girl. Work your magic.
That one's ripped into the gap. And a leadoff single there for Greg Cullen.
Cullen with his single brings to the plate the third baseman, number 8, Eddie Sanchez.
That brings up Eddie Sanchez, having himself a time at the plate this season, batting .345. And the 0-0 from Libke is up high for ball 1.
Look at that. There you go. Keep your pocket change there. Keep your pocket change. We haven't had one of those in a long time. That's right.
And the 1-0 in there for the first strike.
No, hey.
And that one in a very similar spot to the last pitch, but not given to Libke. It's going to be ball 2.
What? No, it's Shoe Chuck.
Oh, shoot, Chuck.
Come on, Shoe Chuck. He strikes in, I'm not sure where it is.
That one fouled off, even up the count at 2-2.
Yeah, the evidence where he strike was.
Sanchez with fairly good time at the plate this season. Heck of a lot of singles for him on the year. Only 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, 13 RBIs for Sanchez.
How long will it adjust?
That one hit into center field. Playable by Salguero, and he's going to get there for the first out. And the Mavericks scored their first out of the game. That brings up Matt Lloyd.
Matt Lloyd.
With a phenomenal batting average at this point, batting .420. And that's not one of those 420s where you see guys come in, maybe they've had 4 or 5 at-bats. Matt is at 100 at-bats, and he currently leads his team in hits with 42. That one fouled off. Straight to the backstop. And the 0-1 from Lipke. It's going to be throwing down to second. And they're going to get him. Louis Canjura on the tag. As he tags out Greg Cullen on the stolen base attempt. Nice throw there by Jackson Freed. Just a heads up play all around by the Mavericks.
Trying to slide around the tag, eh? See that? Ooh, did the pull back. And
now 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Greg Cullen with 2 strikes to him. Or sorry, Matt Lloyd. Greg Cullen was the one who just got out, and that one in the dirt.
Kennedy gets a day off. And where is she? Here. At the ball.
That one in there for strike 3. A nice curveball from Lipke to catch Matt Lloyd looking to end us here in the top of the first inning.
For Okotoks.
1 hit, no errors, no score to this point in the game. And due up at the top of the order for the Mavericks is David Salguero. I'm Percy McDonald, and you're watching Mavericks Baseball. Stay tuned for the bottom half of the inning.
At Desert Bloom Golf Club, we are pleased to offer new and exciting rates.
And tonight's starting pitcher for the Okotoks Dawgs is Justin Vernia. And he's having himself a pretty good time this season. 3 starts, 2 wins, no losses. And a respectable ERA to this point, 2.84. One of the better starting pitchers here for the Okotoks Dawgs. As David Salguero steps up. And the first pitch to him on the outside for a strike. That one, maybe a little too outside. 1-1 now to Salguero, who was our player of the game from last night's game. Came away with 3 singles in that one. And a few RBIs to add to that. Currently has the best batting average on the team, batting .437. That one swung on to the hot corner. And first baseman Cody Funderburk not able to get to that one as Salguero has a leadoff single.
Brings to the plate the shortstop, number 4, Louis Canjura.
And now Louis Canjura up for the Mavericks. Impressive number of hits for him on this season, 41 to this point. And currently has seen the ball most on the team, 122 at-bats. As he slaps down a bunt, that one headed towards first. And Kanjura's going to be safe on the drop tag.
He tagged him and he dropped the ball.
That's an
E3.
E3, sorry, not E1, yeah. And just a fatal mistake there
Number 8, Blake.
for Thunderbird.
Rowlett.
And that brings up Blake Rowlett. Currently leads this team in hits with 44. That one in there for a strike. That one swung on. That's going to be fielded by second baseman, but no. As that one bounces off of him, and Blake Rowlett in there for a single to load the bases for the Mavericks. The first 3 batters of the night on base with singles.
Loaded bases for the designated hitter. Number 25, Colton Wright.
And that brings up Colton Wright. .20 RBIs on the season for Wright. That one on the inside for a ball. 1-0 now. And it hit him, and that's going to bring in the first run of the day. David Salguero will score. That one just nicks Colton Wright.
Listen to this conversation, Joe.
Does he still get RBI?
Hit by pitch is not an RBI. It's just a hit by pitch. If once you go hit by pitch and you advance them over, it probably won't come up as an RBI. I don't think
It does. It does.
Oh, maybe it is.
And the Okotoks coach going to debate that one. As that brings up Chris Caffrey.
Chris Caffrey.
Second on the Mavericks in home runs with 3. Also second in RBIs with 24 to this point of the season.
Yes. Well, if you want to send it on my phone, that'd be great.
That one in the dirt from Vernia. The 1-0. In there for a strike.
First run of the game.
And the home plate umpire really liking that left side of the plate. That one hit to the third baseman, and they're just going to go for the force, and they're going to get a double play as they'll get Kanjura at home and Caffrey at first.
The right fielder, number 12, Zach Kunkel.
That brings up Zach Kunkel now. With 2 outs here, Kunkel takes that first pitch, strike. Currently batting .346 on the season as he takes a big cut at that one. Not able to get contact. That one close, but not in there. It's going to be a 2-2 count now to Zach Kunkel with 2 outs. That one hit, and it's going to be fielded by the shortstop, Greg Cullen, for the 3rd out. And not before the Mavericks get 2 hits in that inning to take a 1-0 lead. To lead us off in the top of the 2nd inning will be number 16, Cody Funderburk. I'm Percy McDonald, and you're watching Mavericks Baseball. We'll be back right after this.
Starting off for the Okotoks Dawgs.
And in the top of the 2nd inning here, 1-0 for the Medicine Mavericks. As Cody Funderburk to lead us off. And the 0-0 from Libke. That one popped up. That's into left center. And overran by Salguero and Hoagie. As Funderburk has himself a double.
Probably an E8.
He had to run pretty far to get that one.
He did, but it's not like he's done.
Are you giving him an air?
The designated hitter. And our beer batter for tonight, number 26, Zach Hanna. Bunch of Blinds beer batter. If he strikes out, $1 off beer for the next 10 minutes.
I don't know about that. I don't know what to give it to him. Should I give him the air?
It's an error.
Air.
Pitchable ball, right? It saves Lipke's. It saves Lipke's ER, right? It saves his stat. But it hurts Salguero aerials, which is probably a player who should have had it, and he should know he should have had it.
That one in there for strike 2 to our beer batter here tonight. We're 2/3 of the way to $1 off beer for everybody here at Athletic Park. Two and two now. That one popped up, and it's going to be fouled down, out of play to the left side.
Just a reminder,
Watch out, patio.
those foul balls can be turned into the ticket office for Mavericks money, good for concession and souvenir shop.
Runner on third here with nobody out.
No, I was going to say.
That one popped up. It's going to be into shallow outfield. Underneath it is Kanjura, as they're going to hold that runner at third. One out now in the top of the second.
The center fielder, number 24, Chase McCollum. McLean, McCollum.
And Chase McLean.
McLean over. McLean.
And Jace McLean with a .293 batting average at this point. As he sees the first pitch for a strike. One and one now from Libke. That one swung on for strike 2 to Jace McLean. And with only one hit against, Jared Libke really working here in the top of the second. That one in there for strike 3. A little delay there by the umpire. I think I knew it, the fans knew it, and the umpire definitely knew it. That was a strikeout for Jared Libke. As he catches Jace McLean looking. That brings up Cameron Campbell catching tonight for the Okotoks Dawgs. He's currently batting .325 on the season. And the first pitch from Libke in there for a strike. That one popped up foul. It's going to be out of play as Rock Jordan chasing after it. 1 and 2 now to Cameron. That one in there for strike 3.
Strikeout for Lipke.
As Lipke goes back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. Mavericks still have a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the second. We'll be back right after this. And due up here for the Mavericks in the bottom of the second inning is Rock Jordan as he steps in as the Mavericks have a 1-0 lead.
Starting off for the Mavericks in the bottom of the second inning. The first baseman, number 5, Rock Jordan.
Now one on the outside to Jordan for a ball to lead us off here in the bottom of the second. And the 1-0. In there for the first strike at the knees.
Is it 2-1 or 1-2?
One, two.
And now 2-2 count to Rock Jordan. That one popped up into left field, but it's just going to be foul as Darius Foster chasing after it. And swung on for strike 3 as Rock Jordan goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. That brings up number 18, Jackson Hoagie.
Jackson Hoagie.
He's batting .281 on the season. Hoagie playing against the team that would have been the closest to where he grew up in Calgary, Alberta. Okotoks about 45 minutes from Calgary as he grounds out to the shortstop there. And that brings up number 16, Jackson Freed.
Jackson Freed.
That one low and outside to Fried. As we have 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. And a ball on the outside for the second ball. And Vernia delivers the 2-0. Maybe a little too high there. It's going to be 3-0 now. That first pitch taken all the way for a first strike. And Jackson Fried had the night off last night. Colton Wright was initially catching, came out of the game not feeling well, and was replaced by Jacob Leal. Fried back in the lineup tonight. As there's a full count to him with 2 out. That one in the dirt as Jackson Fried is on with a walk.
Top of the order now for the Mavericks. Brings to the plate the center fielder, number 9, David Salguero.
And David Salguero up now. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Had a single in the first as we're back to the top of the order. And thought about going around that time, but it was going to be a strike anyways. And the 0-1 from Vernia as Salguero fouls that one off hard. That one foul out of play, keeping himself alive here at 0-2.
Sorry, can't squish it back.
The 0-2 pitch from Vernia. As that one hit into the gap up the middle. And he's going to have himself a single here on the 2 strikes. The 0-2 single from Salguero makes it his second hit of the night.
The shortstop, number 4, Louis Canjura.
And that brings up Canjura, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Reached base on the dropped tag by first baseman Cody Funderburk. And Canjura, part of that very unorthodox double play with bases loaded, was tagged out at home. As the first pitch to him is a strike. That one a little too high to Canjura at the letters. It's going to be 1-1 now. That one right around the belly button of Canjura, too high. May have been a strike on somebody else, but Canjura, a smaller player, really confined strike zone. And can be worked to his advantage as he has a 3-1 count. That one fouled off by Kanjura. We have a full count here with 2 outs, and we are expecting that runners at second and first will be going.
Fans, balls and bats can leave the playing field at any time, so keep your heads up, please.
And Vernia sets to deliver the full count pitch. That one just a dribbler down the third baseline, but it'll end up foul. That one in there for strike 3 as Kanjura goes down looking.
Mavericks get nothing here in the bottom of the second inning, due to stranded.
And due up for the Okotoks Dawgs is the number 8 batter, 8-9-1, Brendan Rose. Gonna lead us off here in the top of the third. You're watching Mavericks Baseball. Stick with us. We'll be back right after this. And now up for the Okotoks Dawgs, number 5, Brendan Rose. Rose playing close to home, Calgary, Alberta native. And the second pitch to Rose doesn't hit the strike zone as he has a 1-1 count here. That one doesn't hit the strike zone either for Libke. In the dirt, 3-1 count now. Libke throwing 30 pitches to this point. That one too much inside as Brendan Rose has a leadoff walk to start us in the top of the third.
The left fielder, number 7, Darius Foster.
That brings up Darius Foster, the number 9 batter, batting .235. Okotoks with a really impressive batting average as a team so far this season. Only one player batting under 230.
Yeah.
And that player who's batting under 230 is usually a pitcher.
A really crappy batter.
You just showed me the count and I didn't see it.
Please count.
I didn't see it either. It's like on the stat pack.
What do you have for count?
I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at my stat pack.
I think it's 3 up.
What was he?
And Libke sets and delivers. That one's up high. And that one's going to be outside. And Darius Foster on the walk. Runners at first and second now with no out.
For the Okotoks Dawgs. The shortstop, number 18.
And Jackson Freed going to give a talk to his pitcher here with from the back-to-back walks. Maybe just a little words of encouragement. That one hit into foul territory. He went out for the bunt attempt. But he's just going to foul that one off.
Yeah. I'm early. Dad, anything?
Licorice.
And? Okay. 250, please. Thank you.
And a 2-1 count now.
Oh, because we didn't get our order in, so they went to the store and just picked up some.
It's 2.
Two of them?
One strike?
Yeah.
Do you want another bottle of water? Just one.
No.
Okay, anything else for you?
And the 2-1 pitch from Libke.
Chocolate bar or chips?
And the dirt 3-1 now.
Yarrow, Kit Kat, caramel, Snickers, Mars, lemonade, Coffee Crisp.
That one in there for strike 2 for Libke, working his way back here. Has him a full count now.
5,275 or 775.
And the full count pitch from Libke popped up. That one, Caffrey hustling hard in foul territory, but unable to get to it as that one will be out of play. Right by our new patio being built here at Athletic Park, sorry. Right over top of the home dugout. Will be available sometime here at the end of July.
We're hoping for Sunday.
Did you let Taylor know if you're coming tomorrow or not?
That one fouled off and out of play again onto our current patio.
As long as there's no beer spilt, they'll all get on the patio.
And that one fouled off again, keeping himself alive here.
Are you good to go for food and beverage? Okay. Out, please.
And again, the full count pitch from Libke.
Beauty.
And that curveball. Home plate umpire didn't like that one. Very close on the outside, maybe nicked the end of the edge of the plate. But it's going to load the bases for ball 4. And pitching coach Kyle Swanek out to talk to Jared Libke now as he's wafted the 8-9-1 batters so far this inning.
Now up to the plate, the third baseman, number 8, Eddie Sanchez.
That brings up Eddie Sanchez, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to center field his last time up. And the 0-0 from Jared Libke. That one in the dirt. I went in there to strike to Eddie Sanchez. 2-1 now. That one on the inside. Nice breaking ball from Jared Libke to come back 2-2. That one swung on, and Rock Jordan playing in shallow infield as that's going to score 2 for the Okotoks Dawgs. Brendan Rose and Darius Foster scoring on that single by Eddie Sanchez. That brings up Matt Lloyd. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, as the Okotoks Dawgs have taken a 2-1 lead here with no out in the top of the third inning.
Second baseman, number 6, Matt Lloyd.
That one just a dribbler to the side for a foul ball. That one swung on, and Rock Jordan first making the play, dropping the ball, picking it up, and going for the tag, but dropping the ball on the tag, as that's going to score another for the Okotoks Dawgs as they take a 3-1 lead. And Coach Michael Thompson not liking the call on that one. That's still a ribby though, isn't it? That's still
It's an error. It's an E3 because Rock Jordan played it right. He fielded it wrong, then he tried to make up for it. He tagged the guy wrong, then he tried to get it to second. It's still a fielding error, right?
Yeah.
It's an E3 and a run comes in to score.
That brings up Cody Funderburk here with still nobody out and a 3-1 game.
16, Cody Funderburk.
Funderburk with a lot of power here. Has 11 home runs on the season with 32 RBIs.
Players aren't helping the lift key at all there. That should have been an out. Should have been 2.
And that one, Rock Jordan redeeming himself on the self-made double play. Rock Jordan may have just committed an error on the play before by dropping the ball twice, but he makes up for it by recording 2 outs on his own.
The designated hitter and our bunch of blinds beer batter, number 26, Zach Hanna.
And that brings up Zach Hanna, who's their beer batter here tonight at Athletic Park. I didn't fully explain the concept last time, but if he does strike out, $1 off beer for everybody here at Athletic Park, and they definitely like it as he fouls that one down the right field line, making him 1/3 of the way there.
Call Don at Budget Blinds to book the best blind date ever in town. Budget Blinds, beer batter.
That one popped up in a foul territory. Caffrey going after it. And he's going to make the play right in front of the Mavericks dugout. And he won't have to go far to get back there, as that's the 3rd out.
Score 3 runs here in the top of the 3rd to take a 3-1 lead.
And here in the bottom of the 3rd, the Okotoks Dawgs have a 3-1 lead. Due up for the Mavericks is the 3-4-5 hitters. Blake Rowlett to lead us off. You're watching Mavericks baseball. Stay tuned for the bottom of the 3rd. And that brings up Blake Rowlett now. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a single. That one in there for a strike. That hit, foul. That one not in there, but a nice pitch by Justin Vernia. Maybe trying to make Blake Rowlett chase on that one. And Rowlett just hits that one bouncer down the first baseline. But it's going to be foul. Still 1-2.
Heads up, fans.
That one foul. Tracking after it was Eddie Sanchez, but just not able to make the play as that was far, far to the left. That one not in there. Very, very nice pitch just on the outside.
I can't get any frame better than that. That's a strike.
And a full count now to Blake Rowlett. As being patient is paying off for him. That one hit into the gap, and Blake Rowlett, after seeing 8 pitches, finally gets himself on base with a leadoff single. That's going to bring up number 25, Colton Wright.
Number 25, Colton Wright. We're just crying up here because we're losing.
That one, a nice breaking ball from Vernia in there for a strike. And a 4-6-3 double play for the Okotoks Dawgs. He's going to retire Blake Rowlett and Colton Wright.
The third baseman, number 31, Chris Caffrey.
And that brings up Chris Caffrey, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Hit into that really weird double play his last at-bat. That one in there for strike one.
Hey, do we have like a pocket knife or anything down there?
That one hit into the gap, and Chris Caffrey is going to be on with a single.
2-out single for Caffrey. Brings to the plate the right fielder, number 12, Zach Kunkel. You don't need it now or anything, but, you know, shortly. Garth wants to do some MacGyver stuff again. 10-4.
That brings up Zach Kunkel, the hometown kid, as he takes that one for a strike. He's got to foul that one away. 2 strikes now to Kunkel with 2 out. And some scores from around the WNBL at this point. In the bottom of the third, the Brooks Bombers have a 10-0 lead over the Lethbridge Bulls. The Weyburn Beavers have a 4-2 lead over the Regina Red Sox, also in the bottom of the third. In the bottom of the fifth, Melville's leading Moose Jaw 3-0. And here in Medicine Hat, Okotoks has a 3-1 lead. And that fouled off. And the 1-2 from Vernia. And Kunkel keeping himself alive a little late on that one. It's going to be out of play for a foul ball. And that one hit again very late.
Just a reminder, fans.
Hitting that one foul again to the same spot, out of play to the left. Let's see if Zach Kunkel can find a change of speed here, maybe catch up with that pitch. And a 2-2 now. That one grounded to the third baseman. And Kunkel just not able to get there as the throw beats him for the third out.
Mavericks get nothing here in the bottom of the third. Leave one run stranded.
Mavericks with one runner left on base. And still a 3-1 game for the Okotoks Dawgs. To lead us off here in the top of the fourth will be Jace McLean. I'm Percy McDonald, and you're watching Mavericks Baseball. We'll be back right after this.
McLean.
And Jace McLean up now. As that one's in the dirt to him for ball one to lead us off here in the top of the fourth inning. And ball two to McLean now. And that one just low and outside for ball three. That one in there, taking all the way for strike one. And swung on for strike two now. And the full count pitch from Lipke. Swung on for strike three. And Lipke with his fourth strikeout of the night.
Lipke gets his fourth strikeout. Brings to the plate the catcher, number 38, Cameron Campbell.
And Cameron Campbell steps up to the plate now. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. And 0-2 count to him quickly here. That one low and outside. 1-2 now. That one fouled off, out of play, and over by the batting cages and hit the barrier wall there. Two and two now. And Lipke back-to-back strikeouts for his fifth strikeout of the night.
Brings to the plate the right fielder, number 5, Brendan Rose.
That went outside for a ball. Lipke really working this inning. That one fouled off. Off contact, maybe hit Rose in the back leg there. Shaking it off here. That one outside as Lipke goes with the curveball. Lost control of it a little bit. It's going to be 2-1. That one grounded to Blake Rowlett at second. Thrown on to Rock Jordan at first for the third out of the inning.
Dawgs good nothing here in the top of the fourth. Still have a lead, 3-1.
And 3 up, 3 down for the Okotoks Dawgs, as they still lead 3-1 going into the bottom of the fourth. Due up is Rock Jordan. I'm Percy McDonald, and you're watching Mavericks Baseball.
We would like to take this time to thank the Medicine
And we'll be
Hat
back
Lodge,
right after
the
this.
Lodge Italian Kitchen in the Medicine Hat Lodge. Kids eat free Monday through Thursday.
Lead us off here in the bottom of the fourth is number 5, Rock Jordan. He is 0 for 1 on the day, struck out in the second inning. Oh, 2 count to Rock Jordan early here in the bottom of the fourth. As that one way inside, looking like Michael Jackson there, taking a lean back.
Chin shaver.
That one grounded the second baseman, Matt Lloyd. Throw it on to first for the first out of the inning. That brings up number 18, Jackson Hoagie, who grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat.
Hoagie.
And that one foul. That one fell out straight back, and thank God for the netting, or else that one would have hit some fans. That grounded the shortstop, and Hoagie unable to beat that one out for the second out of the inning. And that brings up number 16, Jackson Freed.
Jackson Freed.
And that one in the dirt for the first ball to Freed, who was walked in his first at-bat in the second inning. And Freed hits that one into right field. Might be foul, and it's going to be, as Brendan Rose just couldn't get to that one. Evens up the count at 1-1.
I'll keep my eye open for you when you go out there for the golf shot.
And 2-1 now. That one right down the middle. Catches Freed looking, evens up the count at 2-2. And that breaking ball very close in the strike zone there. But the umpire obviously didn't think it was in his strike zone.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you're that inconsistent, that's an issue.
Not hitting to center field for a single for Freed.
Top of the order now.
That brings up number 9, David Salguero.
Salguero.
That first pitch, that breaking ball in there for a strike. Oh, a nice attempt at a play there by Eddie Sanchez, as he had to go up for that one, and it nearly, or should I say it did, take his glove off. Hard hit ball there by Salguero, has him on with a single.
That should be there now. The shortstop, number 4, Louis Canjura. Hits his glove off, man. That's an error.
He should have taken his glove.
Should have taken his glove with him.
Barehanded.
Barehanded.
Back in our day, right? We didn't have
Back in 90, we would have glove on. We just get you with our bare hands.
That one fouled off by Louis Canjura, goes off his back foot. Takes a little walk to shake that one off. If you just tuned into our ball game, it's 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth, and 2 outs for the Dawgs as Canjura takes a big cut at that one for the second strike.
Okay, little lady. Trouble, no one covering.
And Canjura gonna be there.
Oh, it's a hit. You beat it out. You beat it out.
For the single. And Blake Rowlett up now, as he has the most hits for the Mavericks. Definitely the right man for the job here with loaded bases on this 2-out rally. That one in there. Nice breaking ball from Vernier. Vernier. That one, just a bouncer, and they're going to take that out at second.
Mavericks get nothing here in the bottom of the fourth.
And no score there for the Mavericks, as the Okotoks Dawgs going into the top of the fifth still have a 3-0 lead. I'm Percy McDonald, and you're watching Mavericks Baseball. Stay tuned for the top of the fifth inning, and we'll be back right after this.
All right, looks like we've got some golf action down there. What do you got, Taylor?
That brings up Darius Foster now as he sees the first pitch for a strike.
You're just a hard-working man. I know. It's tough doing a good job. Lights? What's lights? I got a light there. Percy, thanks. Ball.
And the 2-2 from Lipke now. That one hit onto Blake Rowlett at second, and just the turnaround play for the first out.
Great play by Rowlett, the second baseman. Brings to the plate, top of the order now for the Dawgs. The shortstop, number 18, Greg Cullen.
That one in there for a strike. 0-2 now. Lipke making quick work here. Maybe trying to make him chase on the outside, but nothing doing. 1-2 now. Still one out here in the inning. And nice throw there by Kanjura to get Cullen for the second out.
Who's on here for the Dawgs? Brings to the plate the third baseman, number 8, Eddie Sanchez.
And the 1-1 from Lipke. That one hit on into shallow right field. And it's going to be in as Eddie Sanchez has his second hit of the day.
Brings to the plate the second baseman, number 6, Matt Lloyd.
And that brings up Matt Lloyd.
See what she forgot next home game. She forgot to put that in there. Sunday.
That one in there for a strike. On the 2-1. In there for a strike.
Taylor, next home game on Sunday, 2:05 against the Dawgs, correct? That's okay. I forgive you.
And swung on for strike 3. And Jared Lipke sits down. Matt Lloyd for his 6th strikeout of the night.
6th strikeout there for Lipke.
And due up in the bottom of the 5th inning are the 5, 6, 7 hitters. Colton Wright to lead us off. You're watching Mavericks Baseball. Don't go anywhere because we'll be back right after this. Back here for the bottom of the 5th inning, leading us off, Colton Wright. That one in the dirt.
What's the count there? Is that correct?
Yeah. And 2-2 here to Colton Wright. That's going to be a walk. Wright walks to lead off the inning. That brings up Chris Caffrey. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single.
Baseman number 31, Chris Caffrey.
And Caffrey rips that one up the middle. That's going to advance Colton Wright to second, placing runners at second and first now with nobody out.
The right fielder number 12, Zach Kunkel.
And Kunkel up now as he takes the first pitch he sees. Foul. That one in there as he squares up for the bunt, but pulls back. Still a strike. And a 1-2 count now. That one swung on for strike 3. As Zach Kunkel is retired for the first out, and that brings up Rock Jordan.
The first baseman, number 5, Rock Jordan.
That one hit into left field, but it's going to be played out there by Darius Foster for the second out. 2 outs now against the Mavericks, and that's going to bring up number 18, Jackson Hoagie.
That brings to the plate the left fielder, number 18, Jackson Hoagie.
And a very nice pitch there from Justin Vernia. As it's in there for a strike against Hoagie. Thanks for tuning in, Tracy. It's a 3-for-1 for Okotoks here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that one right underneath the glove of shortstop Greg Cullen, and that's going to score Colton Wright. As the Mavericks have trimmed this lead to 3-2 now.
That's an error.
The catcher, number 16, Jackson Freed.
And runners at the corners now for Jackson Freed, who's 1-for-1 on the day with a single. One and one now for Freed, as he has a chance to tie this game with Chris Caffrey standing only 90 feet away from scoring. That one fouled off as Hoagie was taking off for second. That one hit into the gap. And Jackson Freed has tied this ball game with an RBI single.
RBI single for Freed ties the ball game. 3-3. And brings to the plate, top of the order now for the Mavericks, number 9, David Salguero. Pitching change again on this.
And it looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Vernia. He went 4 innings. 4.5 innings. No, he's going to stay in.
Is he in? He's still in?
Just a mound visit there. I think even the bullpen guy thought he was coming into the game. But they're going to let Vernia hold this one out. As David Salguero up now. He's currently 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles. Like I said, last game, a pile of singles for Salguero as well. Making him the Booster Juice player of the game. And that one popped up. And that's into the shallow outfield. And underneath it is Greg Cullen for the 3rd out. Not before the Mavericks score 2.
Tie ball game, 3-3.
Tie ball game going into the top of the 6th inning. Due out for the Okotoks Dawgs is Cody Funderburk. I'm Percy McDonald, and you're watching Mavericks Baseball. Stick around for the top of the 6th inning.
Put their rates there for a nice flower garden.
Nice what?
Only problem is you wouldn't get water. You have to get irrigation there somehow, right? Where that big hole is.
Put a
you
what?
have a flower garden. A nice little flower. No?
Or they could just line the berm with flowers.
The problem is you have to water for it, right?
Yeah.
And due up here is Cody Funderburk as he takes the 2nd pitch. For a ball 2, 2-0 now. And that one's in the dirt from Libke.
Who's doing so good? I don't know. No, you're doing so good without swearing. tonight's Budget Blinds beer batter, the designated hitter number 26, Zach Hanna.
And this brings up Zach Hanna now after the walk from Cody Funderburk. That one in there for strike one.
Call John at Budget Blinds to book the best blind date ever in town.
That one in there, strike two now. Because Zach Hanna 2/3 of the way there on our beer batter. That one in the dirt. 1 and 2 now. And that one hit into left field, and underneath it is Hoagie for the first out.
The center fielder, number 24, Chase McLean.
And Jace McLean in now. He is 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts.
This guy should have been our beer batter. This guy should have been our beer batter. He struck out twice so far.
That one ripped down the first baseline. Foul. That one not going to be a play at neither. As Blake Rowlett could not make a decision on where to throw the ball.
He had lots of time to go first if he just went.
I don't think it's a base hit.
But it is a base hit.
What?
It still is a base hit.
No, I think it's an error.
How is that an error?
Because he had lots of time to throw it first.
He chose not.
It wasn't a base hit.
I don't know if that's.
2 count here to Cameron Campbell.
Right.
And it's great not to throw away.
Right.
He had time.
It's either a fielder's choice or an infield.
That one hit over the head of Louis Kanjura into the outfield, and rounding third is Funderburk, and he's gonna score. Okotoks takes a 4-3 lead now.
The right fielder, number 5, Brendan Rose.
That brings up Brendan Rose.
Yeah, either way, it's not a hit. No, we agree with that.
No, that's why I was like, I don't know if that's actually. That's why I meant. I didn't know if it was.
Like I still think I would agree with Garth. I think it's an E4 because he had time to make the throw. That hesitation looking to second cost him the out at first, right? That's how I look at it, right?
Going to second and score.
Yeah.
He just chose not to do that, and then held on to go to one.
That one in there for a strike. With one out here in the top of the 6th inning. That one swung on, hit into right field. And that's going to score another. As Jace McLean is in for the 5th run for the Okotoks Dawgs. It's now a 5-3 game.
Is that a single or a double?
That's a single with him advancing to second on the throw.
And 2 pitchers warming up for the Mavericks in the bullpen.
Bottom of the order now.
Michael Cashew and Barry Kane.
Number 7, Darius Foster, the left fielder. They figured out the key.
Oh, just going to wait for a curveball. So the throw.
Sit on it.
Darius Foster with a 1-1 count here. That one in there for strike 2. That one in the dirt. Full count here with 1 out. And Foster has himself a walk. And we're back to the top of the order with Greg Cullen, who's 1 for 2 on the day. That looked like it might be the end of the road for Jared Lipke, as he went 5.5 innings with 6 strikeouts. Throwing 105 pitches. That brings into the game number 7, Barry Kane, who was in the game last night for about an inning and a half. And we'll see him here again tonight. We'll be back right after this pitching change. And the top of the order right now for the Okotoks Dawgs, Greg Cullen up to bat. That one swung on. And took a hard ricochet off of Jackson Freed, who looks like he's in a little bit of pain here.
Was that a foul?
And that is not one of the perks of playing catchers, folks. You really have to sacrifice your body behind the plate.
Different when you don't own your own job. So what's the difference? So people just come out and drivers. So as drivers.
And one out here in the top of the 6th. That one swung on to Kanjura, 6. And they're just gonna get him on second, at second for the fielder's choice. And a run scores on that one. As runners on the corners now, after the Okotoks Dawgs have now taken a 6-3 lead.
The third baseman, number 8, Eddie Sanchez.
Yeah, if the meter's from 13 I'll get it up. Fewer of my scores are going to get 60% of it. And you got to pay me for it. Half the reason my vehicle.
Gotcha. Do most of the people own their own car?
No, pretty close to the
2-0 now to Eddie Sanchez with runners at the corners.
Is that like a stampede? What? Oh, the Brit Reds. When is that usually get going?
Whenever they're off the field, but they're off the field. Pretty powerful people in the picture.
That one in the dirt. 3-0 now. 3-1, sorry. And evens up, or sorry, gets a full count here now.
But it's nice when you can go with 350 and turn to 640, 670.
Was it Sanchez with a walk?
And Sanchez walked there.
The second baseman, number 6, Matt Lloyd.
Loads the bases here with 2 outs, and that brings up Matt Lloyd, who's 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's right. You just found out.
It's not spending 4 hours here. I just woke up too good. I was at 91 when I come. Yeah, which would be
That one low and inside. 2-0.
night. Busy man.
And the 2-0 pitch from Barry Kane. Low for ball 3.
It's lower, but it's, 230 or 320. I like to change the numbers.
And that's going to be a walk anyway.
They walk, and the pitcher didn't come in, and he almost come out.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead for the Okotoks Dogs.
New pitcher.
Yes, sir.
And after only retiring 1 out here, Barry Kane's night is done. Into the game for the Medicine Mavericks, number 23, Michael Cashew. And we'll be back right after this pitching change.
23?
Yeah. I love